when you're talking about all gamers here and their double scope, double sniper setup, you know, perhaps that A side is a little bit more difficult when you're trying to attack into that. Perhaps B is a little bit better, but I guess we'll have to see how they decide to play it.
Yeah, look, I think mid and the A bomb site are going to be very difficult for Boss to sort of try and get into. So I think the B site maybe is something that they're going to have to consider when they're on their attacking side.
Well, we're going to get into the game very, very shortly here. Elfish Guy, between All Gamers and Boss, what is your prediction for this game?
All Gamers.
All Gamers.
Yeah.
You want to give me a score?
I think 10-5, probably,
okay.
something like that. Something in that sort of a realm. I think it should be a pretty comfortable victory for the Chinese team.
You're backing All Gamers all the way through to the final, aren't you?
Yep,
Is that your pick?
I think they'll win.
This is your first chance?
Yep.
Wow. Big calls coming out from Elfish Guy straight up. We'll have to see. I don't know that. The Philippines team has been playing very, very well as well.
Definitely.
And quite convincing. But guys and girls, it looks like we're into the game here. It's going to be Boss up against All Gamers. Let's get into the action.
Yeah, have a look and see. It looks like All Gamers actually starting off on the attacking side here and just sort of peeking in around towards that A-bomb side a little bit, but haven't spotted anyone out. I mean, Boss here are playing quite defensively, quite far back in their sights. Rudo, you can see there with the sniper, isn't really actually peeking down that sight line. He's sort of just holding an angle, playing quite safely at this point.
Yeah, just following out Shady here, just holding this angle, and now we can see the guys starting to three-stack as we push down towards the A side of the map, trying to get in at the moment. 1:45 on the clock. No one's gone down as of yet. As I say that, the scope, the sniper, Rudo, he's going to get picked up.
Yeah, good grenade coming out there from LSN. So an initial pick comes out for AG, the Chinese team, starting things off well here, but obviously we know an initial pick doesn't always necessarily translate into a round win. And at the moment, it doesn't look like they're going to really push off it. They're playing quite slowly for now. AG sort of just scoping out the map a little bit, figuring out where some weaknesses maybe from Boss might be laying.
Well, it looks like they are definitely pushing towards the A side here. And all 5 players from AG just pushing towards that side of the map. Now that the scope has gone down, it's a little bit more open. We can see a 2-and-2 split coming out from Boss, and the rotation slowly coming across that third plane now. Over towards the A side. LSN picks up Rita straight away. And now Snell goes down as well. That leaves JD and Ali. Oh, TMQ going to get picked up. 53 on the clock. The bomb not yet planted, but a huge player advantage here for AG.
Yeah, 2v4. Difficult task for Boss here on the retake, but they're going to go for it. Shady and Ali making their way forwards here. They have so many players to deal with, and Shady's going to go down as well to LSN, so that makes life so much more difficult here for Ali. It almost feels like an impossible task for him at this stage.
He finds one, even goes down. It's now a 3v1. Ali going to take a bit of damage. They're down to about 50% HP. Bring up the clutch cam. It's going to be a huge clutch if he can do this. 23 on the clock to get the defuse out. Sorry, 13 even, and he's going to push forward. He's going to try and make something of this. Gets taken down in the end. To be fair, not a bad first round coming out from AG.
Yeah, they're good pick strat. You know, they get that initial pick. They slowly start to work the map there and obviously make their way into the A-bomb site, which they knew was a little bit more undefended given the fact that they'd taken down Rudo there. And immediately you can see the double sniper setup starts to come out here for AG. We might see LSN trade it out, and it looks like he has done that. But at the start of the round, you can buy that sniper rifle, you know, have a look down mid, see if you can spot anyone out, and then go back and buy a regular rifle and make use of that throughout the rest of the round.
For the moment, we can see the guys from AG just holding in mid, a 3-stack. For Boss defending on the A site, 2 over towards B. That's what they did in the first round as well. But so far, they haven't managed to lose their player. Rudo still alive with that scope. And we can see if he can do a little bit more damage this round, pushing through. 1:45 on the clock. He's still plenty of time for AG to pick a side. It looks like the bomb's going to start slowly rotating back towards this B site.
Yeah, Rudo just hanging on to mid here, but isn't going to spot anyone out. And interesting to see that AG is going to head towards that B-bomb site, considering the success that they had onto A. I mean, in reality, it was quite an easy take, actually, on the A-bomb site. So we'll have to see how they do here on B as they slowly but surely creep their way forward, checking those angles. I'm not making too much noise either. So Boss really at this point don't have a huge amount of information as to where the attackers are going to come from. There's still 3 players more so over towards the A-bomb site side of the map, and it's going to be a tough hold here over on the B side for those 2 Boss players.
Yeah, and of course with 4 players pushing over here towards B as well, potential for a few trades to come through. Oh, Ali going to find the first frag, even goes down.
There's a rotate though coming across, and well, the C4's been left in sort of in towards the B bomb site for now, but you can see AG making their way through mid, working that area of the map and trying to capture off some rotators coming across. 70 kg and LSN finding a killer piece, and TMQ also cleaning one up there. So AG looking like another good round to come out from them, but Shady has something to say about that as he finds 2, and now all of a sudden things, well, as I say that, very quickly going back the way of AG.
It did start to look good there for Boss, but in the end, AG picking up the frags they needed to and securing their second round. 2-0 now the score. They've gone once to A, once to B, where we're going to go for round number 3.
And we're just going to have a look down mid here with both those snipers, 70kg and LSN, trying to find a pick once again here to start off with AG. And again, we're going to see LSN trading out that sniper for a regular rifle here. So I like what AG is doing with this. They're playing slow. I mean, they know that they have 2.5 minutes to utilize. They're using up all of that time, trying to get the early advantages when they can. And, well, it seems to be working out so far, considering that 2-0 advantage that they have.
Yeah, and of course, the scope here for Boss is sitting all the way on the A bomb site. So if they do push down mid, they've got, you know, a little bit more sight line there. They don't have to worry about that sniper coming through and picking them up. 1:45 on the clock. Again, just looking out towards this A site. But the bomb, at the moment, sitting in the middle. So plenty of opportunity for a rotation here back through to B. The 3 stack on A, 2 on B, still coming out from Boss for this 3rd round. So it hasn't worked for them twice, but they're going to try it again.
Yeah, well, I think things are a little bit too early here for Boss to really start changing things up on their defense. I mean, they still have a few rounds to play with here on this first half, so I don't think we need to see anything premature. If this round goes the way of AG quite safely, then I think that's probably the time that we need to see Boss start to change things up here. Maybe go for a push on the defensive side, see if they can catch out one of those AG players. But in saying that, that could almost work into the hands of AG as well, considering that double sniper setup, waiting for those picks.
You can see one player here from AG is pushed all the way to the B site, whilst the remaining 4 players will push out towards A. Still 5 players alive for both sides as we head to 53 seconds on the clock here. As I say that, TMQ will go down. They're going to try and force their way onto the A side. ZQ picks up one. Rudo's going to go down there. LSN will find Rudo there with the Deagle as well. 40 seconds on the clock. It's a 4v3, but LSN will go down. And now a bit of work to be done as the bomb plant does go down. So the retake here in action going to come out for Boss, but a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a real challenge here for AG, but they've answered it well. ZQ picking up a double kill there, and now it's just Snail in a 1v2. ZQ and 70kg still both alive, and there's not much time here for Snail to work with, only about 20 seconds as he starts to peek in towards the bomb site. AG not giving him all that much, but now they know his position. He'll get one, but immediately traded out there. So again, another round goes to China. Although, in saying that, it was a little bit closer this time, so Boss, you know, maybe starting to get a wriggle on.
Each round, Boss is getting closer and closer and closer to being successful. Of course, you can't afford to give too many rounds away, however.
Yep.
You said, you know, that you thought all gamers were going to come through and pick this one up and pick up the grand final tomorrow, and then that's a pretty big call.
Yeah, well,
at this stage in the competition. We'll see if Boss can bring this one back, however. For the moment, we can see a very quick push coming out from all gamers out towards the B site. Now, Boss have changed up their holds here, Elfish Club. 2 on B, 2 on A, and 1 sitting in mid. So plenty of time to rotate that 3rd lane if they need to. But for now, the B site is the site of choice here for AG. Will they choose to execute? They've been using up all their time so far. And
interestingly enough as well here for AG, they actually haven't got a sniper rifle on 70kg, which is something that they've been running throughout the first 3 rounds. And so a bit of a change here from the attacking side, which may again catch Boss off guard. So I like what AG is doing here again. You know, they just keep forcing Boss to really stay on their toes. And at the moment, Boss are having so much trouble, so much difficulty up against this AG lineup, who is really giving them no quarter.
Well, you can see here the Boss have actually moved 3 players over towards A with a 4th, you know, in a close place to rotate across. That means when this 4 stack from AG comes out onto the B site, it's going to be very, very difficult for Boss to hold this one back.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is not looking good at all for the defensive side. Shady, though, will start things off very nicely, but is traded there. Rita picks up 1. LSN actually gets 2 and 3 for LSN. And, oh, my word, we're going to see Boss just sort of falling apart there initially, but really pulling things back.
LSN went over to the A side, and now it's his job to come over towards B, but it will not happen. Boss find their first round of the match. 3-1. Getting back into it, we said they're getting better and better, and now they finally pick up a round here.
And that looked like a very tough situation, really, for Boss there, considering they only had a couple of players over towards that B bomb site, but you saw a very strong defense coming out, and unfortunately at the moment for Boss, well, or fortunately, maybe, you could say, Rita and Rudo have yet to actually frag. So there is still a little bit left in the tank here for the Vietnamese team. Really at the moment being carried by Shady and Ali, who have 7 and 6 kills apiece. So I still feel like Boss have something to show us here on this defensive side.
Well, that's true. If if you're only firing on 3 or 5 cylinders, once you get all guns blazing, Elfish Guy, really, that gives you an opportunity to get into it. And you know, the rest of the team certainly picked up so far. Let's see what the other 2 players from Boss can do. AG, this round, we've got 145. They're using up plenty of time, as we've seen from them before. At the moment, just holding towards the A side. The bomb sitting back towards spawn, however. They need to pick it up and decide which way they want to go. Looks to me like a 5 stack coming out towards A. And you can see one player trying to rotate around from Boss as well, perhaps to get around the right-hand side of the map as he drops back towards A for now. 120 on the clock. Looks like an execute here going to come out on towards this A side.
Yeah, difficult though for AG, considering Boss have actually got 4 players over in this spot. And, well, that's not something that AG have faced so far heading in the direction of the A site. We'll have to see what they can do here on this take, as Rudo is going to be sitting up there with his, well, actually he's got a rifle here. No sniper rifle coming out for him, but 2 entry frags coming out for AG. They do get a 3rd as well. Rudo managed to trade one back, but overall, LSN is going absolutely ham at the moment on Boss. 13 kills coming out for him, and it's looking like it's going to be a 1v4 here. Shady probably can't pull this one off, but geez, look at that, 13 kills after 5 rounds.
Yeah, that's huge. That's actually massive.
More than 2 kills around.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing to point out there was that those 5 players from AG executed onto a site with 4 players from Boss.
Yeah.
All in defensive positions and absolutely
it's not looking good at all here in the man-for-man duels, really, considering Boss are just losing players across the board. Shady goes down. That's a very important pick for AG, actually, considering he's been, on paper, the best player at the moment for Boss.
5 players left alive here for all gamers, and they're pushing towards B site. 4 now. 4 players left for Boss. They've got 2 on A, 2 on B. You can see one of them considering that rotation over towards the B site for now. But with 1:45 remaining on the clock, plenty of time to decide to change it up. And it looks like all gamers are going to try and push towards the A site once again.
I feel like whatever site AG goes to at the moment, really, they're going to be able to pull off the win. It's just, there hasn't really been that much of a defense from Boss. We saw 1 round, but in saying that, it was a very close round as well. So, I don't know. I'm not confident about Boss here on the defensive side.
Well, let's take a look at this now. All 5 players here from all gamers pushing towards the B site. They've grabbed the bomb. They've rotated back to the other side of the map. They're going to try and execute here. Ali sitting back behind the box. He has a ton of work to do if he wants to hold this one back. And Smoke's going to come out and try and force these guys to push through with a little bit less vision, but it's not going to matter. TMQ pushes out straight away, finds the frag. The bomb should go down very, very shortly. Rotations come out across the board. Rudo finds TMQ, but he goes down straight away to 70 kg. Clutch can coming up. It's a 1v4. Snail with all of the work to do. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, 1v4 is definitely not an easy task for him coming out here, but he'll give it a go and see what he can do. Comes out even, does do quite a bit of damage over to him, but unable to find the kill, and 70 kg just coming in to back up his teammate, finds himself quite an easy frag in the end there. So another round going over to AG, now 5-1, and this is starting to shape up as a very good attacking side here.
Yeah, a very, very convincing game so far coming out from all gamers. Boss, as we said, some of those players not yet really getting into the swing of things. They perhaps need to warm up, find those frags, because 1 and 5 certainly not that great. Ellison going to go straight away down to Snell, though, so Snell's going to double his kill count.
That's good for Boss here. It's the first time that they've actually picked up the first couple of frags in a round, and Rudo is also going to chime in with one there onto ZQ. So now, 3 versus 5, difficult task for AG to come into this one, but there are 2 very low players on that Boss lineup, which could potentially be an easy pick.
The other thing to point out is, of course, they've got full control of this A-bomb side as well. So for the moment, they're not planning the bomb. They're using all of their time to try and hold these guys back, hold back Boss, and wait for picks and whatnot to try and make it a little bit easier, a little bit safer to get the bomb plant down over here on the A site. And still so much time to work. We can see one of those players from Boss has pushed through, does a bit of damage to MQ, and even both are taking a little bit. But they're going to have to do something. Rudo finds even straight away, and now perhaps Boss with the advantage.
Yeah, this is good to see here for Boss. Shady as well, picking up one there on 70 kg. It's just down to TMQ, but the real takeaway for that one is that Rudo is starting to get frags on the board here for Boss, and we spoke about that before the match started. Rudo is such an important player for this lineup with that sniper rifle. Hasn't really had that much of an impact. It's really been Shady and Ali who've been doing the majority of the work for this team, but now that Rudo is starting to, you know, maybe get some points on the board, he can get that momentum flowing, get that good feeling, and potentially we can see a bit of a comeback here from Boss.
Yeah, well, you know, that sniper rifle position, such a key role in games like Crossfire. And you can see here Rudo just holding back, just trying to find some picks. No one pushing into him at the moment. All game is taking this round a little bit slower once again, being a little bit more careful. They took control of the A site last round, but you would have thought they should have been able to get the bomb plant down and hold them back. But Boss pushing through and finding the win. So we're going to rotate over here, push towards his B site. We can see one player from AG sitting in mid, ready to go, stopping those rotations from Boss. Surely these 4 AG players over towards B. Shady finds one, but 70 kg picks up a double.
Great stuff coming out there from AG. A good trade, 2-for-1, that's always good. Now 70kg trying to find another frag. Ali doing a good job of holding things off here, but he's been dropped so low on HP. Meanwhile, LSN has found a couple of frags. It's just down to Rudo now, 1 versus 3, flashed out, and the bomb is going to go down here for the AG side. And we're going to see what Rudo can do as he tries to retake this one. Picks up the AK. Bit of a better weapon in these retake situations. Now sniper rifle, more multi-kill potential, but at this point, I have to say it's going to be a very difficult task for him.
Certainly, you can see 2 players quite tagged up here for AG. 20 seconds on the clock. Rudo needs to make the most of this push through. Throws out a grenade, still holding back precisely where he is, and ZQ will find the frag.
I really like how AG played that post plant there. They just was spamming Rudo with all of their utilities, flashbang, smokes, everything were headed in his direction, and it sort of ate up like 10 seconds of his time, which doesn't sound like much, but when you've got to try and defuse that bomb, of course, it's quite a lot of time considering. So overall, a very nicely played round coming out there from AG. 6-2 to start things off. One more round here to play in this first half, but potential here for a 7-2 like what we saw in the first match.
We can see the guys from AG holding a little bit back here, just towards mid. And that's allowing Bosch to push through perhaps a little bit further forward on the A site. The guys who pushed forward on B have now dropped back to defend. And LSN is the only one to take damage so far. He's taken quite a bit of damage, to be fair. But those 15 frags, wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, definitely. 16 now
yeah.
That LSN is going to find a kill there onto Snail, and that's a huge amount of frags. I mean, Even hasn't actually managed to find a frag in this entire game, so really all of them seem to be going over to LSN at this point. ZQ, 70kg also chiming in pretty well, but overall it's been the LSN show, and unfortunately for AG, LSN has actually been taken out here. In saying that, it's a 2v1, so not a bad situation, but that's their main fragger, so maybe there's an entry here for Boss.
Well, you can see that the B-bomb site now completely open for all gamers to push through. ZQ will take out Shady. That makes it a 4v2. Ali and Rudo with a ton of work to do here to try and bring this one back. You really don't want to let it force out to a 7-2. We saw that happen in the last game. We saw the result was a pretty easy victory coming out.
Even a 6-3 is not great here for Boss if they can get that, but at this point it is definitely shaping up like a 7-2. Ali and Rudo with a big job to do, and again, you're going to see all of those utilities coming out here from AG just to slow things down for those guys trying to retake this bomb site. Even will find a kill there. It's Rudo going down, and now just Ali in a 1v4, and he's not going to be able to do that. Actually, a double kill comes out for Even, but overall, the 7-2 in the first half there in the favor of AG on the attacking side. Really, that's fantastic. Yeah,
it took the words right out of my mouth, Elfish guy. That was a very, very good first half, a good attacking half coming out from all games. There were a couple of good rounds coming up from Boss. Of course, they found 2-round wins, but you need way more than that.
Absolutely, 2 is definitely not enough. And also what isn't enough is Rita didn't manage to get a frag at all throughout that first half. So Rita is one of the players that, or is the player really, that joined this core of Cybercore. So we need to be seeing something coming out from Rita here, and definitely it's going to have to show here in the second half because there's no more chances for Boss. They need to pull off something here. And if they don't, AG are going to just be storming away to a victory.
Well, that's the potential here for them to clean this up in 3 quick rounds. You can see that the way that AG is playing the defense on this map is entirely different to the way that Boss played. We can see they started off with 4 over towards the B side, 1 on A, and now they're stacking into mid. Very quick potential to rotate to either side here.
Double sniper setup as well coming out here. LSN and 70kg taking those away, and so powerful on that defensive side, but you just have to wait for people to walk into your angle, and obviously we'll see it work out relatively well, I expect, here for AG. But in saying that, TMQ is going to be the first one to find a kill. 70kg does get dropped there by Snail, so maybe something opening here for Boss, although in saying that, they are starting to lose players across the board, and the player advantage actually in the favor of AG at this point. Not anymore, though.
Yeah, they will trade one back, but they're still so far back on the map, and they're going to have to make a decision. Which way do they want to push? You can see 1 on A for AG2 over towards the B site. Should not push towards either of these sites. They should have that player advantage, assuming they don't lose anyone else. And, well, still a minute to work with plenty of time, but they're going to have to make a decision here, Elfish Guide. They're going to have to commit to one of these 2 sites.
Looks like it's going to be the B-bomb site for the moment here for Boss. So, as you say, about a minute to work with, which is still enough time to rotate over towards the A site. But here, Boss do seem to be slowly but surely making their way in the direction of the B site. 3 versus 3, and they have a couple of players over towards the B-bomb site to deal with. It seems like AG have read the situation well, They know that Boss is sort of hanging around towards the B site here, so they floated another player over there, and it looks like we're going to be seeing LSN start to rotate across quite early as well. So this is going to be a tough take for Boss, but they absolutely need to pick it up. There goes Ali finding the entry frag, and now just one player on the B side. LSN coming in, though, from the side, and hasn't really managed to do a whole lot. It's actually 2 versus 3, but look at how low all these Boss players are. The bomb goes down. Rita does manage to pull off one. It's now just a 1 versus 3 for LSN, and, well, he's looked good so far, but not quite good enough there to pick up a kill.
Yeah, certainly not. But the guys from Boss will pick up around here, Average Guy. Maybe they enjoy attacking a little bit more than defending. Either way,
perhaps
a round on the board certainly counts here, and that's precisely how they needed to start off the second half.
It is indeed 3-7 overall here. It's still not a great scoreline for Boss, but definitely starting to get something on the board, and that's what we need to see coming out from them. So again, they'll be playing quite slowly, and AG this time opting just for their single sniper setup, and they're playing a little bit further back. So maybe AG last round, just feeling very confident, trying to put the pressure on Boss early in the second half, but they've recognized now that Boss are a strong opponent, and they're going to give them the respect that they deserve.
Yeah, and an entirely different setup coming out. Just straight away, they're not even going to try it again. They're not even going to try and make it happen.
Yep.
So holding very, very far back, allowing Boss to push through as far as they want to here, to get as much information as they can. And for now, with 140 on the clock, you're going to have sides. You can see they're split at the moment in the middle, but a few players heading towards B. They had success on B before. Potential for them to do the same thing again. The hold that AG had on the B site really got decimated very, very quickly last round.
Yeah, look, I think Boss can take quite a lot of confidence out of that one. Obviously, they're not too keen to head over towards the A-bomb site. They know that's likely to be where 70kg is lurking with that sniper rifle, and he was a key player for AG on the first half. Probably just a little bit eclipsed by LSN, but definitely not something the Boss want to be running into. So for the moment, they are starting to work a little bit more towards the B site. Although in saying that, the bomb floating a little bit more towards the A-bomb site. So perhaps a potential rotate coming out here from Boss.
Yeah, we can see that Boss is using up every ounce of time they have on the clock here. It's a resource to be used, Elfish Guy.
Yep.
So, definitely make the most of it. 50 seconds remains here. And it looks like they're going to try and push over towards B for now. We can see the scope. We talk about this scope on AG, potentially the double scope sometimes. And he's over on the A site for now. So they're going to be able to push through to B here without having to worry about that. 2 players sitting here for AG ready to go. The other 3 are going to be have to push across and try and retake. We follow Ali out. Flash is out there. Rita gets flashed as well. Rudo goes down. Snail gets picked up. Rudo on low life here. But they should be able to get the bomb plant down very, very quickly. 18 seconds on the clock, lots of work to do.
It was a good attempt from Boss there to get the execute going, but the kills just didn't come across, but now they do. Ali finding a couple there, and Shady also chiming in with a double of his own. It's all down to TMQ, gets behind, and he does manage to pick up Rita, but won't be able to get any more than that, and I did like that very much from Boss. They had some set smokes coming out there. They threw them across before they entered the site. The flashbangs come across, and they tried to get into the bomb site. It didn't quite work out initially, and they were able to get some frags later on in the piece, but I like at least that Boss are able to get something done on this B site.
I think something to note here is, of course, that AG, when they hold so far back, it doesn't give you very much information. No. It's hard to know. You've got no one out there lurking, no one out there picking up the info, working out where your opponents are going. So when they do choose to execute, even though you've got 5 players still alive, not all of them are where you need them.
Yeah, exactly. And for the moment, it's not working out too well for AG. They do have a bit of a different defensive setup this time. You can see they have a player a little bit further forward, TMQ this time. So potentially they are sort of thinking in the same direction as you are. They need a little bit more information. They need to know what Boss are doing on that attacking side. And at the moment, they haven't actually got that much information. So again, a little bit in the dark is AG for now. And it's just going to really come down to their aim. Looks like Boss may be setting up for an A take here potentially, but now that you see the bomb rotating back over towards B, I think maybe they're just going to default back towards the B side again. And to be fair, it's been working out quite well. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, this time it's going to be very different because you can see that the guys from AG have pushed a long, long way forward here on this B side. Ready to go. Ali goes down straight away. TQ picks up one. ZQ gets one as well. Shady will trade him back. It's now 3v4 though. The Boss losing 2 players in that battle, but TMQ very, very low on life. The bomb going to swap back around, heading towards the A site for now. You can see that AG get a sense that this is happening, and perhaps they might move across as well.
Yeah, that player advantage here for AG is so crucial. And it is right, the double fake sort of coming out here from Boss. They rotate back to A, but now they're rotating back towards B, and it seems like AG is sort of quite content to go for a default setup, a 2-2 setup. And now Boss are really letting that timer tick away quite a lot. 40 seconds left on the clock. It's definitely enough, but all of a sudden, you think, okay, we've got some time, and then it ticks down, and you've got 20 seconds left to get in there and get that bomb down. So I don't want to see Boss let this one sort of slip away just by letting that timer tick away.
Well, all gamers have not successfully defended the B site yet, so they're going to have another opportunity to do it this time around. Let's see how they play it out. You can see the bomb's been allowed all the way into the site, and it should be planted successfully here. It certainly is. And now it's a 4v3 retake coming out from all gamers.
Yeah.
You can see the hold by Boss is quite far back on the side as well. And they're going to wait till they have all 4 players to try and retake this position.
Yeah, very good post-plant situation here for Boss. There's been so much time ticking away for AG on this retake, and they're not even going to be able to do it. LSN, TMQ, and even going to be going down. 70 kg also gets dropped. Great stuff there from Shady in the 1 versus, well, essentially what it was a 1 versus 4, because he picked up pretty much all the kills.
Look, they've hit the B site 3 rounds in a row, and still all gamers have not been able to work out how to defeat it. Yeah. They've held back, they've pushed forward, they've tried everything, and they still haven't been able to hold these guys back.
I would really like to see a bit of a stack over towards the B side here for AG, because we've seen Boss, as you say, head in that direction 3 times, and it does seem like AG have adapted a little bit here. They have put a player or an extra player over towards that B site. And in the meanwhile, 70 kg also picking up an initial frag there for AG. So things are starting to look a little bit better for them in this round. But still, Boss have looked very good on that attacking side. 5-7 now, the overall score. Still in the favor of AG, but things are starting to get closer and closer.
Yeah, well, when we were talking about how AG were probably the favourites coming out, seeing 3 rounds in a row go across the Boss really might change that up in this round. Going the way of AG, however, they went to push towards the A side, not successfully. You will see 2 players go down straight away there for Boss. 5 still alive for all gamers, and now with 1:25 on the clock, they need to make a decision. How are they going to play this one out?
I don't think they're going to default back over towards the B bomb side, at least from the direction that they're trying to head in, but it does seem like I'm wrong. The bomb making its way towards A for now. Maybe a fake to happen? That could potentially be quite good. I mean, Boss have hit that B bomb site 3 times in a row, although it does seem like Rita, with the C4, is starting to rejoin his teammates. And again, AG, they do seem to have been, you know, a little bit perplexed by this. They have only got 2 players over towards that B bomb site. And so we'll see what Boss can do on the entry. They're going to need to hit some pretty nutty frags to start things off.
Yeah, they certainly will. Ali going to get a nade coming out towards him. Not going to do any damage, however. We'll follow him through here, just trying to work his way through and find perhaps one of these guys who might rotate across. TMQ will go down. It's now a 3v4. 35 on the clock. The bomb yet to be planted. You can see 2 players still from AG holding on the back of the site, but those 2 players from Boss have come in the middle there, and they're trying to cut off these rotations. Rita finds 1. Kaziku gets 2. Snail takes out LSN, and now Snail, the last one left alive here for Boss. Oh, it's a 1v1. 70 kg up against Snail.
15 seconds left on the clock here. Snail needs to pull this one off, and he's not. Oh, he is going to be able to do it. I thought he checked the wrong angle, but a fantastic flick comes out from him. And there you go. That's 4 on the board in a row here for the Vietnamese team, and things starting to look a little bit shaky for AG.
Wow, an absolutely huge attacking half coming out from Boss from Vietnam. 4 from 4 on the B side. AG really need to work this one out.
Just stack 3 players over towards B. I don't know what's so difficult. Leave 70 kg over towards the A bomb site with that sniper. He can look down that long angle. He gets a very early sort of information because they're coming from such a long way away that allows heaps of time for the rotate from the B site or even from mid. You know, just go 3-1-1. Good setup there for AG, but at this point, it just doesn't feel like they're adapting.
No, you can see this is a little bit interesting. That we've seen quite a lot of opportunity here for the guys from AG that you keep seeing like a 2-player stack up the far left of the map over towards that B site, perhaps just lurking, waiting for that retake, but they haven't even been able to retake successfully. Last round was as close as they got, and I feel the only reason they got close was because Boss came through with less players to begin with.
Yeah, it was crazy there, actually, Boss, to be able to pick up a 5 versus 3. There's almost no situation where you should really win that fight, but Boss made it happen, and now, you know, they're starting to look like the team here that could potentially win this one out. I mean, they are still behind, but the momentum is definitely with them.
Well, yeah, they're behind, but they're behind by 1 here, and if they pick up this round, scores will be even. And, you know, when you're so far ahead, 7-2 ahead going through the first half, coming back and seeing that score evened up in the second half could be quite disheartening for all gamers here. So it'll certainly be interesting to see how these guys react, if they can come back, if they can get some momentum going their way. But for now, the B bomb site momentum here for Boss has been, you know, B for Boss, selfish guy. They just keep pushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's working.
It certainly seems like it is going that way. AG at the moment not having a good time holding off on it. And once again, does seem like we're going to be seeing Boss head in towards that B bomb site again, trying to take control of that mid area of the map, stop the rotators, and once again it works out very well for Boss. Reader and Snail finding the entry frag. Snail finding another one as well for himself before Rudo eventually gets traded, and now it's LSN trying to do all the work for his team, but you have to say in a 1v3 he doesn't almost have any chance.
Well, he shouldn't have any chance. You can see he falls back on the bomb plant to go down, eventually getting picked up there by a nade from Rita.
Oh.
Scores are even, Elfish Guy.
Yeah, Boss there getting very pumped up as well. It looks like they're super keen to pull this one off, pull off the win against AG. And what a win it would be to come back.
Well, certainly would be absolutely huge. Even the fact that they managed to come back and even these scores now. But AG has not had an answer. They really don't seem to have any clue of what they want to do, how to hold on this B site. And you can see they've got 4 players sitting towards the left-hand side of the map here, ready to go at 2 minutes on the clock. Yeah,
I feel like 70kg isn't having the most impact over towards that A bomb site. I think you could probably swap him over towards the B bomb site. You know, change things up a little bit there for AG. Boss haven't really had to deal with the sniper as they've headed in towards that B-bomb site, so maybe that could be the difference here. But at the moment, 70kg, again, just going to be holding on to that A-bomb site. I feel like he needs to swap with someone on the B.
Well, that's what we spoke about at the start of the game as well, how you know, if the sniper's going to be effective, it's going to be effective over towards A, perhaps near mid. But
yes,
on the B side, it's far less effective, and I think perhaps that's why Boss are continuing to push their round after round.
You're right, but in saying that, I mean, nothing's working for AG, so I think you might as well just throw a spanner in the works and see what happens. And at the moment, 70kg hasn't got involved, really. He's picked up 1 frag, and the strength of the sniper rifle is that one-shot kill. So if you just keep moving around the map with that sniper rifle on the defensive side, it's obviously going to put you know, a bit of doubt in the minds of Boss here. Can they, you know, go towards B? Can they go towards A? They don't know where the sniper rifle is. You're going to see again TMQ pushing aggressively forward on that B bomb site. Again, it works out quite well for him. He's actually going to fall back here wisely, I think. Last time he stuck around a little bit too long.
Yeah. He did, and it didn't work out very well for him. But this time he's picked up Rudo, and now with 50 seconds on the clock, AG find themselves with a player advantage. Can they hold on to it? Well, Nades, the smoke coming out here towards the B side. Shady Snail and Ali both take damage. They all go down very, very quickly. Snail now the last one left alive. This round is going entirely different here for AG.
Snail's a very powerful player there for Boss, but unfortunately not this time. And finally we see a round bounced back by AG on the defensive side. Now 8, and they actually take the lead once again.
It only took 6 rounds, Selfish Guy.
Yeah, well, it's enough. If they can win the last 2.
Well, that's it. They only need 2 more rounds at the next 3 here, and well, we'll see if they can do it. They may have stemmed the tide here, Elfish Guy, picking up a win finally on the defending side. That was so impressive when attacking.
It could potentially be enough here to turn things around in their favour, really stop the momentum from Boss, who were, or sort of did have a bit of a train rolling along quite nicely there, but now they've lost the initial pick again, 70kg getting that one, and the job is going to get ever more difficult here for Boss as that timer ticks away. So Ali is going to find one, trade it out, so not great for Boss. In a 5v4 situation, a 1-for-1 is definitely less than ideal. LSN also chiming in, so across the board, the guys from Boss just dropping like flies.
Yeah, they are. You can see, again, AG pushed a lot further forward on this B site. They got a ton of information, and they found those early frags in this round. 1:25 remaining on the clock here, and these 2 players, Snail and Rudo, what can they do? They don't even have the C4 in their hands here. That could pose a problem. Zeke, you're going to take a little bit of damage, but still alive.
A lot of time to work with here, though, for Boss. I mean, a minute 10, that's plenty. And they've actually kind of got control of the A-bomb site. They've, in a sense, almost got control of the entire defensive side of the map. AG have kind of given that up to them. And I think what AG are trying to do here is just play for that 3v2 retake. Well,
they're playing for the C4, Elfish Guy. You can see it's all the way back.
It is, exactly. It's trouble here for Boss. They're trying to retake it. And LSN is really giving them a bit of trouble. Rudo, though, finds 2. And now 1v1. Can he pull it off? Unfortunately, has to get the reload. And, well, he's going to be cleaned up there. But that one certainly went down to the wire. Again, AG find another round, though. And now on match point.
Yeah, getting very, very close. Looking for those 10 rounds to grab the victory in game number 2 of the day between Boss and All Gamers. All of these games very, very important, Elfish Guy. You want to get the top of this round robin group. You want to win all of your games.
Yeah.
And, well, a pretty shaky start, to be honest, for All Gamers coming out, considering, you know, so many people consider them the favourites.
Yeah, I think so. I think they might have just let a little bit too much go here on their defensive side. But in saying that, you know, this is not yet done. Potentially, Boss can bring this back to 9-9. Then who knows what can happen from there. For now, though, AG are going to start off well, but Shady now chiming back in, and, well, overall, a pretty good trade there for Boss, 3-2.
Yeah, it's now 3v2. LSN trying to do some work, and he will find Rudo. Rita trades out 70 kg, but the round is going to go to Boss. They stay in the game.
Well, just comes down to this last round now then, doesn't it? Could be
Certainly
9-9, could be 10-8.
We'll see. I think the guys from All Gamers are certainly going to be like, look, we had such a great start. Surely we can't let this one come back.
AG are changing things up here. You can see immediately 4 stacked over towards the A-bomb site. Looks like they're going to try and boost into that connector. And LSN is going to get in there. So, I mean, Boss don't tend to actually utilize this area of the map all that much. But if he can push through, get some information, get a frag or two, that's going to be huge. But Ali and Rita finding one apiece. LSN is down. TMQ trades one back at least for AG. But overall, a very good trade for the attacking side. And now AG, the defense is scrambling a little bit.
Yeah, now it's a 4v3, 150 on the clock. The bomb is on the ground for now, but they should be able to get it back here. What can the 3 remaining players from AG do on defense? You can see they're all going to fall back. They don't want to lose their life. They want to work out which way the bomb is going to go. They want to try and play for a retake here, perhaps. Maybe find a quick frag to bring it back to a 3v3. Shady has now picked up the C4, and for now it looks like he's holding towards this A side of the map.
Desperate times now for AG. 70 out mid, but not able to find too much. Actually has a few bullets in his direction, but they don't really manage to connect all that much. So AG at the moment still survive with 3 players, but we're going to have to see something huge coming out from one of their players. And I mean, admittedly, I've got to look towards TMQ here. With 11 frags for his team, he'll have to step up once again, perhaps one last time. We'll see how this one goes, though.
3 players here from Boss pushing towards the B site. You can see only 1 player here from AG up the back of the site. The other 2 need to rotate across, but you can see that 4th player lurking over towards A as well. Potential to take them out without them paying attention here. And very slowly they will try and make the way through. No, I think the call's come out here, Ralph, that the A side is clear and the bomb's going to rotate across. Ali
is over there. He's figured everything out here, and AG maybe should have been anchoring that site just a little bit more. And it looks like Snail's just going to try and fake out towards B here, give his teammates a lot of time to rotate over. The bomb is going to go down quite safely. I mean, there's 20 seconds left, so no worries at all there for Boss. And this is pretty much the best possible situation they could have found themselves in with a free site take.
Yeah, really, that key there is the anchor. The anchor should not move until you can see the bomb on the site. And I don't think they saw that, and they rotated across in way too quickly there. That left them open here on the A site.
70 kg though will start the proceedings off with a kill onto Snail. 30 seconds left to work with, but it's back to a 3v3. Not so bad now for AG, although in saying that, Shady does manage to pick up 70 kg. TMQ also going down. We're potentially going to 9-9, and we are!
Absolutely amazing. After a 7-2 first half, they're going to come back to bring it to 9-9. We are heading into overtime here, Sky.
Yeah, it's, well, I didn't expect to see it coming out between these 2 teams, to be honest. I thought AG were going to be able to pull things off, but perhaps their land jitters maybe. First match, just not getting off onto the best of feet.
Well, that's it, isn't it? You know, the guys from Boss really started off poorly. Yeah. They brought it back and they did the exact same thing to All Gamers that All Gamers did to them.
Yeah, it was fantastic stuff there from Boss. I mean, to be honest, something needs to change here for AG on the defensive side. They need to figure out what's going on that B-bomb site, because that seems to be the real issue for them.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really open the entire time. I think they successfully defended it once.
Yeah, exactly. And you could see as well towards the second or the late stage of that second half, they were really scared about that B-bomb side, especially in that last round. They immediately floated that A player over towards B in that 3 versus 4 situation, and that kind of cost them that A-bomb side as well, you know. So they definitely feel like their B-bomb side takers or their B side hold this week. And so they're trying to adapt to it, but they're just not doing it at the right time. They're giving up that A-bomb side, and of course, Boss is very content to just sort of walk in there and plant the bomb.
Well, absolutely, of course. When you get to that point, you know, it's a best of 6 here now coming in through to overtime. And how do you play this as All Gamers? Like, you started off so well, and all of a sudden, you know, you thought we just need 3 easy rounds here on defense. Yeah. Well, it's all falling apart.
I feel like they have to, regardless of what side they start on, they're going to need to pick up quite a lot of their attacking side rounds, because it does seem like their defensive side is really their weakness here. I think probably a par score almost for the Chinese team on defense is just 1 round. I think they can get 1 round they can pull off 3 on their attacking side.
Well, that's it, because, you know, if you talk about a ratio when you come to a best of 6, they only picked up 2 on 9, so it would actually be a better score to get 1 out of 3.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what they need. But similarly, in saying that, you could say the same thing about Boss, who have looked fantastic on their attacking side as well. So really, for me, whoever picks up the more or picks up, say, 1 on their defensive side, they're going to put themselves in a very good position. So I'm not sure who's going to start on what side, but really, if I was starting on that defensive side, I'd be aiming for just 1 round, and I think that almost is going to be enough.
Well, they certainly attacked the B side time and time again. Did so very successfully. And I guess the questions to ask here, I think they will be answered, is was it a matter of Boss just heading those first game jitters coming into land? Is it a case of the fact that the guys from All Gamers just don't know how to defend this B side? Or they just didn't, you know, is it just that so much easier to attack?
I don't know what's going on, to be honest, here for All Gamers. Like, it just felt like some of their players weren't getting involved on the defensive side. So I still would love to see 70kg roaming around the map a little bit more. We did see him rotate a little bit towards mid. He was obviously holding on towards that A-bomb site for the majority of that second half, but when he got into mid, he got a pick to start things off there. So I would love to see him floating towards mid, floating towards B, floating towards A, and really just being the power play here for AG. But it looks like we're into the second half, or, well, the third half, I suppose.
Yeah.
The overtime, and AG and Boss, well, who would have thought we would see them here?
Yeah, absolutely not at the start of the game. And, you know, when you've got such a crucial player like 70kg and you essentially eliminate him from one half of the game by just not playing that side, you know, they didn't change up. They didn't do anything differently. And this time around, they're going to change it up entirely, Uppish Guy. A 4-stack coming on towards the B side.
I like this, though, from AG. Like I said, we needed to see something different from them. And I think they might also have 70kg no longer on that A-bomb site. So just changing things up a little bit there. Actually, 70kg is still over towards the A-bomb site there. But to be fair, 4 stacked over towards B, that's really what we wanted to see from AG. And Boss now, they're going to have a struggle to get in there because they're going to have to go up against so many players.
Yeah, it looks like AG has had an opportunity to chat it through. They've decided how they want to strat this out. And this play coming out very, very early here over towards B to hold them back. What can Boss do? Can they continue their fine form here on the attacking side? But wow, Snail going to go down straight away.
It's crucial frag as well. Snail was one of the big players for Boss in that second half, and Rita's going to get dropped as well. So Boss now starting off with a player disadvantage. AG, could this be the single round that they need?
Well, that's it. You talked about maybe only getting 1, and to start off with, this has been a great start here for AG. They have the player advantage. You can see 50 seconds on the clock here for the guys from Boss to push onto one of these sites. We haven't seen them use A very often, only when the opportunity really presents itself as an easy way to play. And you can see the guys from AG now, they've moved a few players over towards B.
There's not much time to work with here.
Not at all. If they push onto A here, can 70kg save the day? But no, it looks like it's going to be a B push for now. They're going to have to commit because they're running out of time.
Yep, 25 seconds left on the clock here. So B, they have to get in there quite clean. They cannot afford to drop a player on the entry here. It's all up to TMQ, and he doesn't manage to do the job. Even has rotated across, and maybe he can find something here. But if he goes down, it's almost all said and done for AG. Even doesn't really know that Ali's right there.
Oh, my
goodness. He finds 2, and that's pretty much all said and done. AG going to be relying now on 70kg. Clutch this one out, please. Need to see something huge, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be the case. And there you go.
Wow, very, very excited there, the guys from Boss Gaming. That was huge plays, huge plays. You can see Ali picking up the key frags there. Really, that double kill, that should not have happened. They needed to trade that one out. They needed to bring the numbers back. Relying on 70kg to try and clutch that one out with the sniper is just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, not in a 1v3. I mean, maybe a 1v2 you could make an argument. He can take 2 1v1 duels, but I mean, a 1v3 is just a little bit too much considering the time he had to work with as well. It was going to be an almost impossible task, and in the end, it was impossible, as we saw. So, Boss, start off 1-0. AG, they still have a couple more rounds here to see how we go.
You can see, Elfish Guy, I just want to point out that 70kg is now finally sitting on the B site. It's only taken to round 11 of their defending side.
Yeah. It's not been great from AG on the defense. I think that's fair to say. But they need to change things up here. They need to make something work. And at the moment, not getting all that much information. They know where a few of those Boss players are.
120 remaining, and all 5 players here. And the guys on Boss sitting out towards the middle, a little bit leaning towards the A side for now. But they are pushing quite a way forward in mid. Wow, straight away Rita will find LSN. Going to get that player advantage as they are still waiting this one out. Perhaps you can see one of these players pushing out towards B, just lurking, getting information, trying to find out if there's anyone there. How many people are on the B site? Can I find a frag? 55 seconds now on the clock. And the bomb sitting towards A, but still plenty of time to change things up. But Snail, 70 kg goes down. That scope being picked up on the B side. They probably did not expect to see him there, but they will pick him up nonetheless.
Yeah, ZQ very low on HP, but still alive. We'll see what he can do here. It's all going to be down to TMQ, though, to start things off, because he's the only player over towards the A side here, and Ali is going to drop. Headshot coming out from TMQ, although even does get traded out, and the bomb should be planted quite safely here from Shady. Now 1-on-3 for TMQ. Full HP to work with at least, and still has a bit of time because the bomb's not yet planted.
No, that's it. And wow, he picks up one. It's now a 2v1. What can he do? He might be able to spot at one. You think surely they either plant the bomb or trade this out.
I don't know why the bomb's not down just yet.
15 on the clock, and finally it is successfully planted. What can TMQ do? He's firing up against Shady. You can see that Rita is down to very, very low HP as well. So if you can find one, you'd think the second potentially can come out relatively quickly here. 25 seconds on the bomb clock. And well, he's just trying to get around the outside, going to see the boost coming out. Yep. And maybe he might be able to split these two players up, but so much time's been used so far.
Yeah, he's going to spot out Shady here surely, but I think he'll get traded out quite easily. In the end, actually, not even needing the trade as boss, they find it quite cleanly. And I thought that they might be letting a little bit too much slip there by giving him so much time to work with, taking such a long time to plant that bomb. But in the end, Boss gets the job done and starting off 2-0 here in overtime. Fantastic result for them. But what we've got to remember is they're on the attacking side.
They are, and well, it certainly seems to me, Elfish Guy, that at least here on Port, both these teams do enjoy attacking more than defending. As we talked about, the further back you are, the whole map opens up, and you can see that they've been able to essentially divide and conquer on these sites. You've seen a number of times that the guys from Boss, if they push the B site, they push players through into a connector or whatever, and, you know, just cut off the rotation. So it makes it very, very difficult. Plenty of time here on this third round of attack coming out from Boss. They picked up 2. Can AG stop them and get that 1 point on defense they need?
Well, I'm really surprised here that AG hasn't really done a whole lot different. I mean, they pick up an initial frag here from LSN, but overall they haven't changed up their defensive holds all that much. It's quite clear that it's not working out. They need to do something different, need to catch Boss off guard and find something. And at the moment, it's just not happening. Back to a 4v4 as we saw that trade coming out there for Boss. And again, I feel like that favors them. Opens up the bomb sites just a little bit more. There's more holes in the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. The less players you have, the easier it is for the attacking side because they can push a side together. They know where the rest of their team is. Whilst the guys on defense need to try and cover the whole map here. You can see they've got 2 on A, 1 with the scope sitting in mid, and 1 over towards, 2 on B, 1 in mid, 1 over towards A. And the guys from Boss pushing out towards this B site once again. Can AG finally hold this back? You can see ZQ up on top of the shed here. Yeah. Just trying to hold back, but he needs to find the frags.
This is not a position that we've seen AG really playing from all that much throughout this one. So we'll see if Snail checks it, and he does. But in the end, ZQ was able to pick up the kill. 40 seconds left on the clock. It's now 4v3 and a difficult task for Boss. They don't have much time to work with, and they still haven't really got very much of a foothold on this B site. And overall, AG have quickly rotated across. They have 3 players in this direction. Only 1 anchoring over towards the A-bomb site. But Boss just letting this timer run down, and Rita finally is cleaned up ZQ. Also finding 1 onto even, and a third onto 70 kg. But TMQ finding 2, not enough though, as there's still a player alive for Boss to find the trade. And overall, another round on the board for Boss.
Picks up 3 frags in a row there, Elfish Guy. That was huge.
Absolutely massive. And so 3 to start things off for Boss. I mean, like, what more could you have hoped for?
Yeah, well, that's
exactly what they needed, right?
You want your 3 attacking sides.
They just need 1 on defense.
1 more. 1 on defense. We talked about 1 on defense. We said maybe if AG can get just that 1 on defense, they might be able to, you know, redeem themselves here and pick this one up. But now it's all onto them. They need to win all 3 of their attacking sides here to keep themselves in this game.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we haven't actually seen them on the attacking side for quite a long time. It's been all Boss.
It seems like an eternity ago.
It does. But in saying that, they were very good on their attacking side as well.
They were. Yeah.
It did seem very difficult for Boss to hold onto their side, so I think it's entirely possible this one goes to 3-3. But at the moment, of course, the momentum is with Boss, and all they need is 1 round. They're going to know that. And so, you know, a tough ask really for AG coming into this one. Like, I mean, they're favourites, and at the moment their backs are against the wall.
They are. We talked about the guys from All Gamers and their double sniper setup. We really haven't seen it all. We have not seen their sniper rifle either on 70 kg or on someone else really play a role in this game. They've, you know, very limited input.
Yeah, exactly. The sniper rifles have not been that impressive for AG, but again, there's sort of a reason for that, and that is that Boss have just been smashing on towards that B bomb site. 70 kg, the A site player, and of course he hasn't been able to have much of an impact considering they're not heading in his direction.
Yeah, well that's it, and the one time we saw him over towards B, it was so late in the game.
Yeah.
And they just picked him up anyway.
Absolutely. So tough ask now really for AG to come back into this one. It did look very tough for Boss early on, but they've turned things around quite a lot. I think off the back of some good AWPing from Rudo. I mean, he hasn't been particularly impactful. I think it's mostly been Shady and Ali, really, who have been doing a lot of the work. And then Rita, you saw there as well, picking up one important round for his team as well. So overall, it is exactly what we want to see here from Boss. Snail, Shady and Ali doing what they do. You know, if they can get some backup from Rudo, get some picks from him, things are going to look very good.
This game has been so much closer than we expected at the start of the day. If all of these games are going to be like this today up at Sky,
well, we're in for a long night.
I was going to say it's going to be a very long day, but it's going to be worthwhile because every time you head into overtime, it means you had an amazing game and it's going down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a big proving point now as well here for the Vietnamese team. I mean, they went to the finals obviously last year. They didn't have the best of performances. From memory, I don't think they even got out of groups. So to be able to come here and take a game off the Chinese team is a great start for them. And obviously it's going to put a spanner in the works for the Chinese team, who are going to have a really good performance against the rest of the other two teams if they're even going to hope to go through in first place.
Well, that's it. I guess the things to point out though, right? We're talking about this like the guys from All Gamers have been throwing this away. In reality, on the attacking side, these two teams are equal.
It seems that way. 7-2, 7-2.
Yeah.
So,
and it's just the fact that the guys from Boss came through and they went to attack first on overtime. So definitely potential here for All Gamers to do the exact same thing. But after such an amazing first half from them, we just didn't expect to see this.
No, not at all. I mean, I thought very much the momentum was with the AG there. They should be able to close things out. Like I said, I thought it was going to be a 10-5. And it certainly hasn't gone that way.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, I'm quite impressed already to begin with here by Boss. Like, I think they're looking like potentially a dark horse coming into this competition. I mean, we didn't really expect a whole lot out of them, but they are experienced players.
Yeah, that's it. That LAN experience.
They proved that they can perform here.
That's it. The stage is, you know, it can be quite a big deal. Of course, we've got such an awesome crowd here today at SMX. And, you know, I think that can play a part in it as well. You can go up against perhaps that a team from the Philippines a little bit later.
Well,
Pacific Macta, who, to be fair, had a pretty impressive game #1 as well.
Absolutely.
You know, I wonder how they're going to fare there.
Well, I think Pacific Macta certainly at this point are looking a lot better than, well, the teams that we've seen so far. So at the moment, looking like Pacific Macta might be the best team in the competition on paper. Well, not maybe on paper.
Well,
in practice.
So far, so good for them. It will be the next game. I think will be crucial for them because it will be up against either Boss or All Gamers.
Yeah.
And that will really be able to let us gauge just how strong Pacific Macta are up against these other international teams. We know they can beat Brazil, but this game's been so close. There hasn't been a standout team at the moment between All Gamers and Boss. And well, can one of these two teams find victory here? The guys from Boss picked up all 3 attacking rounds on overtime. They won what? Like, out of 12 rounds, they've come through and won 10. Yeah.
So very good conversion rate overall here for Boss. We'll see if AG can do the same again, taking the same sort of a setup as they did in their own attacking side, where they put LSN on that sniper early on, but traded it out for a rifle and just leave 70 kg to take away the primary rifle, the primary sniper rifle as well throughout the rest of the round. For now, though, AG, the pressure is very much on their shoulders, and well, they know that they need to pick up 3 here. Boss, they're going to be feeling quite comfortable. They have a few rounds to play with here. They can figure out what AG is going to do on their attack and then really unleash, but maybe they won't even need that.
Well, Ellison's taken almost half of his HP and damage just straight away in this round. 1:30 remaining on the clock. And the bomb's sitting on the ground at the moment. They're not sure which way they want to play it. You can see that the Boss play this map entirely different, as we said, to AG play it on defense. They've been enjoying stacking 3 over towards the B site. You can see that third player now rotating back towards A, just trying to play it safe. They've got an idea that some of these players have been pushing forward here for AG, quite far forward. And the 4th player now from Boss pushing across. 1:05 on the clock. Still plenty of time for AG to pick one of these two sites and execute in. But for now, I think they're going to try and make it happen.
Yeah, Boss have read this situation relatively well. TMQ is going to try and fake out that B-bomb site with the smoke here, with the flashbang, see if he can pull a rotate across from Boss, but at the moment, it's not looking like that's going to happen. AG starting to make their way on towards A, and Boss very well aware of that. Rudo finding one, Rudo finding two, a double kill coming out from the sniper, and now AG under a lot of pressure. At least TMQ is able to pull one back. Even is going to find another one onto Rudo, and now a double kill comes out for Even, so back to a 2v2.
Wow, 28 on the clock here. They don't have the bomb yet. They're going to pick it up. 70 kg on that one. They need to get this bomb plant down. Even takes out Shady. Whoa. 70 kg takes a bit of damage, but in the end, finds the round. But I don't know. That seemed kind of shaky.
It definitely did. I mean, that was definitely a round there. The Boss could have won. I think they're going to be a little disappointed with themselves losing at 5v3. But overall, a good round for AG. Exactly what they need. And now they need to follow it up with another two.
They certainly do. And, well, I don't know. That's the first round in a while that Boss has lost. Of course, we swapped sides. But still, they looked like they were going to get close. AG really not being particularly convincing here on attack. But potential here for them to pick up two more. For now, we can see 3 players stacking towards A for both of these teams. It will be interesting should they choose to fight down this A long side of the map.
Well, it is a good question because AG, we know coming into this one, they would have felt confident with that A site. They know they've got the strong sniper in 70 kg, but Rudo's just had a massive performance. And interestingly enough there for Boss, they've actually decided to put Rudo onto a rifle in this round, even though he picked up a double kill on that A bomb site in the last one. So some changes here for Boss, and it might be enough for AG just to sneak another victory here. I would have much preferred to see Rudo with that sniper rifle here if he's going to hold that A bomb site. And unfortunately in this round, he's not going to have that. The grenade's flying in his direction. Rita in the end is going to go down to Even. And now once again, player advantage for AG here. LSN finding another. TMQ grabs one. And across the board, it's just AG all over. And Shady is going to go eventually down in the end there. So, well, one more round.
One more round indeed, and I think you're exactly right. The fact that Rudo did not have that sniper rifle holding on the A site, had like a good 5 seconds to fire into those guys, and I think they just noticed that he wasn't there shooting at them with the sniper anymore. And
He's got the sniper this round though.
Yeah, they've changed it back up. They don't want to make that same mistake again.
I think that's the correct decision. I mean, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't take that sniper rifle on the A site. Maybe if you're holding it solo, you need that multi-frag potential for coming out from the rifle, but when you've got backup on the A site, why not take the sniper rifle? Yeah. Such a long angle to watch, and obviously we saw him do such a great job of it in the first round here of the second half of overtime. Bit of a mouthful there, but overall, well, it just comes down to this.
Well, that's it. That's it. The guys from AG need to win this round to keep themselves in this game.
There we go. Rudo starting things off as well. Very nicely with the sniper rifle. LSN goes down.
All right, looking like a B push to start this off here. 1:30 remaining on the clock, and you can see only one player from Boss holding on the B site. But I think they're getting this information. They can sense where they're going. And the potential here for this rotation to come out very, very quickly from Boss. But surely this 4-stack coming out from AG will be enough to at least get the bomb down and just get some good post-plant positions. What can Shady do? He's holding up behind the box, fires through. They spot him out. He's got the smoke as well. But he's going to allow them onto the side here.